Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Oh, hi. Ha-ha! We're recording. Put the coffee away. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this sip and we'll get right into it, because I know you are so excited. Coffee. Let's begin. Once upon a time, I had a dream. Oh, excuse me. Welcome to another exciting edition of Dreamtime with Danielle, and that's me. Once upon a time, really this morning, I had a dream, and it went something like this. I'm looking outside my bedroom window, and I notice a huge Irish band, like a marching band, was coming up the street from the service road. And, I mean, I love Irish music. I love Ireland, and St. Patrick's Day was canceled. So I was very excited to see this Irish band just coming up the block, and I'm looking out my window because I am practicing self-quarantining. I hope you can too. I'm looking out my window, and everyone is flooding out into the streets, which is totally the opposite of self-quarantine. I'm talking neighbors and their children and this marching band, and as they're marching and as they're playing their tunes and their instruments and all of that jazz, trees with fruit, like apple trees, are exploding their fruits all over the place. Apple trees cascade all their apples to the ground, and mango trees are just popping off mangoes like someone cashed in. All of these fruit trees are spilling out onto the floor. There's an abundance of people. There's an abundance of fruit. It's really beautiful. I go outside and I also see farther up the block two daughters of my neighbors, really young in age, let's say like 5 and 3, really young, and I approach them in the dream and I ask them a question. Also, I'm trying to take a picture of them while I take this question. I don't know why. Because dream, that's why. And the little girls run off, and I follow them because nobody is watching them. There are these really young little girls, and they go farther up the street. And as we run up the street, things change. So the marching band and all the people are still where they started, but is now more like a city. And the buildings are old and brick and kind of have empty windows. It looks like an abandoned part of the city. Kind of concerned about having, you know, these two little girls out here. I'm trying to bring them back to their families, but they're little girls, so they're scampering, they're being mischievous. I try and get them to lead me home, you know, make it feel like it's the kids' idea. They're like, sure, we'll show you the way. And I'm walking alongside them. They're walking alongside a building and I'm walking on the sidewalk. Suddenly, the sidewalk has this wall and I can't see where the girls are anymore. I go back because I need to keep my eyes on them to trust that they're safe. And in fact, on the other side of that wall, between the building and the sidewalk, is just, you know, a ditch filled with dirty water and debris, and it was deep too. It was a crevasse. One of the little girls is crouching over, looking down into this ditch of dirty water, and I approach cautiously, but it's too late. One of them tumbles right in, and I'm like, oh no! And the other one jumps in after her, and I know it's not the smart thing to do, that I should call for help, but I'm like, no one's gonna be able to hear me. There's a marching band over there. So I also dive in, and I grab for them under the water, and I drag their bodies up, which are so heavy because there's debris and water, and we're all wearing clothing, which gets soaked. So I pull these two little girls up out of the water, and I put one on my shoulder and the other one, I'm trying to keep her head above water, and I see a platform that has like a white mattress on it, or maybe the little girl was all in white. I don't know, but I stuffed her up there like she was a stuffed animal. I was just like, get over there, while I'm still supporting this other child on my shoulder, treading water, and that's the dream. Let's discuss, shall we? Two very different sections of the dream. The first part, people coming together, right? Which is so not happening right now. Please stay home if you can. And if you are an essential worker, thank you so much for going out there. Stay safe. I hope nothing but soap and Lysol wipes for you, as well as a home full of groceries and rest. Lots of rest. This is a street. So we've got a marching band, and I'm gonna doodle, I actually like to doodle their little marching band hats. That's a feather. And I don't know, let's say he's got like a trumpet. And then there's like a whole bunch of kids. Wow. And also fruit trees. Just all of these fruit trees dropping their fruit all at once. Just like you pressed a button and they went ding. How do we know they were Irish? Oh, you can't hear that? Gather up the horse and the old tin can and the folks in the fall and the galley and then run like you never from the excess from the hills of Connemara. That's how we know they're Irish. From the hills of Connemara. Just people everywhere. More people than we should be seeing right now during these self-quarantine times. People close together. People coming out of their homes. Just all of this was people. They're all out there. And then multiple trees. Multiple trees with their big fruits. Just the fruits were flying in. Okay, so this is beautiful. So we have all of these people and a marching band. So this is about celebration, coming together, the joy of being with other people. Something that we don't really have right now, because now is a very dangerous time in human living history, really. Not just society, and all of living history. The planet is saying don't get together right now. But in this dream, that was not a concern. In this dream, it was joy, it was music, it was an Irish band, which is so specific. Irish. Well, we're still in the month of March, so it makes sense that this was an Irish band. That was supposed to be a 3-leaf clover. It looks more like a club from a deck of cards. All right, and then we've got fruit trees. Fruit trees. All right, let's discuss. Number one, nature shows up in the dream. Nature is all of the wild parts of ourselves, but they're also fruit trees, and trees are symbolic of stability. They are symbolic of progeneration because they have children through their fruit, right? Fruit trees feed people because their fruits are edible. So it's a very giving energy. We all know the book, The Giving Tree. And if you don't know the book, now you do. Now the Giving Tree has a message where the Giving Tree just gives all of itself until there's nothing left but a stump. So that's one thing to take into consideration. But also, what it means is we have the ability to regrow. We have the ability to continue to produce, whether that be actual offspring, ideas, donations, conversation, reaching out to your loved ones. All of these are the fruits of our labor. All of these things matter. All of this fruit is pouring into the street. At the same time, people are pouring into the street. So this was a really positive scene. There was gathering, there was celebration, there was abundance, and outside in a street, which is a public venue where people travel. Very interesting stuff. But then we have the two little girls, right? Two little girls. There they are, wow, they're very little. So tiny. They go frolic and play that away, because the marching band came from this direction. Okay, we're gonna wave goodbye to our marching band. Music. If music be the food of love, play on. We're also finding that the arts are feeding us right now. Being home, being able to draw, being able to paint or sculpt, sew, write, any type of art that you can create, now's the time to do it because you have nothing but time if you're lucky. Now we're in the second part of the dream. This is an abandoned building looking section. So we have these vacant windows. Oh, actually, I'm gonna leave them looking empty. And the door's all boarded up. Actually, I don't even remember seeing a door. Just windows. That's interesting. Symbolic. Much more urban, this scene. Okay. So, the little girls are over here. And remember, I tried to take a picture of them. What could that mean? We are always trying to take pictures in our modern day. Capturing the moment, remembering identities. There's lots behind it. But here I am. Hello, little girls. We must get you home safely. And they're like, tee. So they walk this way and I walk this way so we can all go together. But all of this is obscured. So when they get here, I can't see the little girls anymore. So I backtrack. And on the other side of the wall, let's get some depth over here. On the other side of the wall, there was water and debris. Let's get a nail sticking out of that. Water and debris. This was all very dangerous. And the little girls were crouching right here. And one falls in. Ah! Little girls, let's talk about this. In the dream, we are everyone. I am these vacant buildings. I am these two little girls. I am this ditch. I am the marching band. Being a little girl can mean a lot of things. It could be a part of myself that is feeling vulnerable, is feeling scared. A part of myself that maybe feels the opposite. Feels like nothing is impossible and I'm always safe. Why else would I scamper off into these dangerous territories? I remember when I was young, I was very bold and I would charge anywhere if nobody stopped me. So this makes a lot of sense. Exploring, feeling like you can take on the world, but they become in danger, legitimately in danger. These two girls almost drown. And water is always emotion. Now this water was filled with debris, which means this emotion is messy. Whatever state the water in your dream is reflects the state of emotion it wants to talk to you about. Water filled with debris as well as soot. It was polluted water, polluted emotion. That could be anything from fear, rage, toxicity, blame, dark feelings. Feelings that kick up the dirt of what we've suppressed, what we don't want to deal with. So the two girls are in danger in these messy emotions, and I, as the adult, dive in head first. Significant, because this is about facing the challenge of our darker emotions. Facing what's on the other side. Ultimately, this saves us. When we are willing to face our darkness, when we're willing to face what's in there, we're able to pull ourselves out. And I was able to. I pulled these little girls out, thank God. I pulled these little girls out. And what was interesting was, even though the girls called for help, nobody could hear us because there was a marching band. A marching band, a cacophony. Think of what's going on in the world. All of these voices are drowning out the small little ones that are asking for help. World events really do play out in our subconscious. So I'm able to lift these girls out of the water, which means I'm able to pull these younger parts of myself above the surface. But then immediately I stuff one into a... Hold on. There was like a platform here with a mattress or something, right? Remember, we couldn't see past the wall, so that's probably where the wall was. And I just stuff a little girl in there. Thank God that's a dream. Oh boy. I understand I was trying to keep her safe, But this also tells me once I've surfaced from the emotion, I'm once again putting it away. I'm putting that little aspect of myself away and supporting the other. We can't deal with every single part of ourselves all at once. It doesn't happen. C'est impossible. But we can deal with parts of ourselves one at a time. And it helps. My goodness. Pull yourself out of the water. Drag yourself up from this overwhelming emotion that is taking over the world right now. Nothing has ever been seen like this in our lifetime until now. We are living through crazy times. It's a human's rite of passage. This dream absolutely reflects that. Tell me what you think. I mean, these empty buildings, what do you think they represent? Could it be old foundations that are no longer serving me? Or could it be the lifestyles that humans were so used to that suddenly vanished and disappeared overnight, practically? You let me know. This has been another exciting edition of Dreamtime with Danielle. If you would like me to read your dreams and draw them up, send them to me. I've got the information down below, as well as it's just fun to do. Send me your dreams. I love hearing what other people dream like. And I'll see you guys in the very next one of Dreamtime with Danielle. Yeah.